In the ancient city of Athens, around 320 BC, there lived a young man named Cleanthes. He worked through the night carrying water to make just enough to survive. But by day he sat quietly in lecture halls, absorbing every word spoken by the philosopher Zeno. To many he was just another poor laborer. But what no one saw was the strength of his mind, calm, quiet, unshaken. A mind forged by hardship and made powerful by choice. Cleanthes would go on to become the second head of the Stoic school, not because of wealth, birthright, or social status, but because he embodied one truth. Life isn't about what happens to us, but how we respond to it. This is the core of Stoicism, the unshakable belief that while we do not control all the events of life, we control how we interpret and respond to them. And in that space, in that moment of choice, lies our freedom. Imagine losing everything you own overnight. No safety net, no one to blame, just you, standing alone in the silence of loss. What do you do? Most people panic. Some retreat into despair. But a Stoic steps back, breathes deeply, and begins to rebuild, calmly, deliberately, with purpose. Not because they don't feel the pain, but because they've trained their mind not to be ruled by it. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion. It's not about becoming cold or robotic. It's about understanding which emotions serve us and which only drain us. It's about removing the noise and getting to the signal. Today, many see Stoics as stone-faced people who never flinch, never laugh, never cry. But the truth is far deeper. Stoicism was never about denying humanity, it was about mastering it. The Stoics taught openly in the Agora, the heart of the city, where fishmongers argued, children played, and soldiers passed by. They believed that philosophy should be lived, not just studied. That wisdom was useless if it couldn't help a merchant in debt, a grieving mother, or a soldier preparing for battle. This is why Stoicism endured, because it worked. Anyone could become a Stoic. There was no gatekeeping, no secret handshakes. Whether you were a Roman emperor like Marcus Aurelius, or a crippled former slave like Epictetus, you had access to the same truth. You can't control the world, but you can control yourself. And in controlling yourself, you change everything. Let's fast forward to today. We live in a world where notifications ping every second, where your worth is measured in likes, where expectations rise with every scroll. We're told we must hustle, grind, and win, as if life were a competition. But the Stoics would ask, win what? Approval, fame, a faster car. These things aren't inherently bad, but the danger lies in letting them define your value. Stoicism teaches that true peace is not found in having more, but in needing less. One of the most powerful exercises in Stoicism is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. In simple terms, it means imagining the worst-case scenario, not to invite suffering, but to rob it of its power. What if you lost your job? What if you were mocked online? What if someone you love left? By facing these possibilities in your mind, you prepare for them emotionally. So if or when they come, you're not caught off guard. You've already met that pain once before, and you're still standing. Another Stoic practice is voluntary discomfort, sleeping without a pillow, walking in the cold, skipping a meal. These aren't acts of punishment, but preparation. The Stoics believed that once you've made peace with discomfort, you're no longer afraid of it. Because comfort, as nice as it feels, can make us soft. But hardship, it sharpens us. Now let's be clear. Stoicism isn't about rejecting pleasure or living like a monk. It's about gratitude. It's about seeing luxury for what it is. Extra, not essential. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, would often remind himself, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more." is poor. When you stop tying your happiness to things outside your control, like wealth, fame, or even how others treat you, you begin to find a different kind of happiness, one that doesn't disappear when things go wrong. This mindset is known as the dichotomy of control, the beating heart of Stoic thought. It's simple. Focus your energy only on what you can control and release everything else. Let's say you post a video on YouTube. You worked hard, wrote a great script, edited for hours. You hit upload. What happens next? You wait. Will people like it? Share it? Subscribe? These outcomes are not in your hands, but your effort, your integrity in the process. That is, judge yourself by your effort, not the algorithm. That's Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, once wrote to himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This isn't morbid, it's liberating. Memento mori. Remember, you must die. Not to frighten you, but to sharpen your vision. Life is finite. Every moment matters. So instead of chasing every distraction, we pause. We breathe. We choose presence over panic, action over worry, purpose over noise. There are 4 virtues in Stoicism: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom teaches us to see things clearly, to strip away illusion and face reality. Courage pushes us to act in the face of fear, to do what's right, not what's easy. Temperance reminds us to take the middle path, to resist extremes and practice balance. And justice. Justice is the crown of Stoicism. It calls us to serve others, to speak up, to act with integrity, even when no one's watching. A Stoic life isn't lived in isolation. It's lived among people. It's practiced in traffic jams, in arguments, in job rejections, and hospital rooms. It's not just for philosophers. It's for anyone who wants to suffer less and live more. So next time life throws something unexpected your way, a loss, a setback, an insult, remember this: the event is not the enemy. Your reaction is. You always have a choice: to pause instead of panic, to reflect instead of react, to grow instead of crumble. Because while we don't control all the waves that hit us, we can learn to sail. And that, in the end, is the Stoic way.